You see Lacey. I was like, oh no, I don't see anyone. I finally see someone. I was like, oh God, did it happen that no one can turn on their videos? No. Let me see. Rebecca, I can see you now.
I'm not touching it.
Don't. Although towards the end, I would appreciate if someone like Rebecca or Colette, who could be visible before and now can't, at the end, I'd like you to turn it off and see if then again it says that now it's been disabled. I want to know if it's a problem or if it was just something that happened in the last. Does that make sense? But not yet, just in case you then are
In the last few
oh,
minutes of the class.
last few minutes before you go, let's turn off your video and turn it on. Or anyone who's here who for any reason does have to turn it off because something is happening behind them or something. If you want to try and turn it on again and it doesn't work, let me know. But other than that, let's hope that it was some glitch because Zoom now and then glitches. So,
Tried it. It's
it,
okay. On, off. It works.
oh, you did it. Okay, it works. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe Zoom had a glitch there. Who knows? I don't know. Things happen. Um, anyway. Good. I feel better. I was like, wait, I didn't change anything. I tell you guys, seeing you guys sometimes is a lifeline. Whenever I'm tired and exhausted, knowing that I have a person there either laughing if I make a stupid joke or looking confused if they don't get it or looking happy if they get it, it just makes me feel like I'm teaching humans and not not talking to the wall, which is what it feels like when everyone's videos are off, which I so appreciate you guys. Non-credit, most people turn their videos on, and I understand some people can't. That's fine. It's a sprinkling. But when I teach my credit classes during COVID, so many of the kids would leave them off all the time. And I just hurt for all those high school teachers and stuff who had to have that happening and all the videos were off. It's like it's literally it's like talking to a wall. Plus you guys interact and ask me questions. High schoolers, I remember watching my freshman, he was a freshman when this happened, and I was just seeing him lying in bed and I'm like, sit up, watch. And he's like, why? No one's seeing me. I'm like, oh my God, poor teachers. Anyway, anyway, so uh, Zoom has been good for me, but I can assure you, for whoever was teaching my son, that was not good. Not because my son was a problem, but because no one, all the videos were turned off. And I know that my son was lying in bed listening. How can you pay attention? Anyway, all right. Um, cool. So now I am back to sharing my screen and oh, for better or for worse, what this means, and as far as the for worse part, is that when we go to the handouts after this, and you go see the Zoom class things, I'm gonna have to have 2 days for July 10th, and I'm gonna have two recordings. It'll be before and after the break, and it'll have two summaries before and after the break, okay? Because I can't clip them and condense them. It'll just be, A and B before and after the break. All right. Cool. So back to bridge and let's go ahead and since I showed you just a teensy bit of what of how you would work with a photo when you're in Photoshop, let me show you just a teensy bit of what you do to a photo when it's going to be worked on in Camera Raw. So in order to just show you Camera Raw rather quickly, I'm going to use an image that's pretty bit an old image I've used here before, and we're going to spend only a little bit of time in there. But this one has a very bad color shift. So when you make a change here, it's pretty intensely obvious very quickly. So it's one of those that is very satisfactory to see a change. Because a lot of the changes you do in photos that are good aren't so intense. You're just popping it up, making the colors a bit brighter, making changes that aren't so obvious. And then people are like, oh, well, that wasn't so impressive. But let's open this one, the coffee white balance. And we're going to spend a little bit of time investigating some of those tools. And then we have a lot of raws here that we're going to work on another day. So since it's already a raw file, there's no need to say open in camera raw with a right click. Just double clicking on it opens it up. Now, I'm aware that when it opens up, for some people, the default Camera Raw settings have like a little image of it here and a big one there. So if that's how you're seeing it, that's a waste of space. It's good for when you have a bunch of photos you're working on. But right now, go to this little icon right there. And that is the icon that allows you to collapse this little film strip, like up and down, up and down. And let's just collapse it so that we have all available for our photos. All right, and since some people are joining us right now, I'm gonna just repeat what we're doing, which is quick. I just let 3 or 4 people in again. So basically, we're gonna open this coffee white balance, okay? And it's a raw file, so when we double click, it's just gonna open up in Camera Raw. And then I was mentioning that you go to this little icon to, if this is your first time using Camera Raw and you've never taken this off, then it'll, like the first opening of it always has this open. So let's click on this little guy here and close it. And that's called a film strip. It works for when you have a lot of photos. We don't have a lot of photos right now, so we don't need it. Okay. So here we are in Camera Raw. Camera Raw is like tons of tools in one. Tons of tools in one, meaning instead of having many different layers on a photo to fix this in many little steps, you have many tools that you can use. And when we're done and we open in Photoshop, it'll all look like one fixed photo. Okay, so instead of having many things, we're going to have just one, and the many things will be here. So let's just do one quick change here, which when we go ahead and open light, then you see that there's a bunch of stuff in there. I'm going to close light. I'm going to open color, a bunch of stuff in there. I'm going to close color, effects. So when I say a bunch of things, I mean it. There's many sliders under all of these possibilities. On top of that, there's even more things you can do in these tools, because this whole set of light, color, effects, whatever, is what's hiding just under this one slider. But if you go to this one or this one or this one, there's even more things we can do. Let's all go back to the top one, but I just want you guys to understand that this is only the tools that are under that one setting right there, and that there's even more settings, and we're going to use a few of those by the time we're done with all of our weeks of Photoshop. But for now, we're going to sit here in this one, and we're just going to go ahead and open, just to make a quick change, and every time someone arrives, I have to get off of it. We're just going to open color, because what I want to fix immediately in this place is the fact that there's this yellowish orange hue. And again, I'm just doing this to show you really quickly how this looks in Photoshop. So we're going to do one correction only to this, which is we're going to just correct the color of this photo. Now, this is a white porcelain cup, and maybe it was taken inside of a tungsten lighting situation where everything looks really orange and warm. So we're going to go over here where it says white balance. We're going to grab this little eyedropper right there, and we're going to land this eyedropper on an area that should be neutral. So neutral meaning white, or if it's black, it should be, or if it's gray, it should be a neutral gray. In this case, this should be about white-ish. So I'm going to go ahead and click somewhere over here, and we're going to test. And when I do that, wow, does this look more like a white porcelain cup now? Now, what if this had landed over here on the coffee colored part of the cuff? Then everything fixes itself, thinking that this should be neutral, and now everything is looking green. What if I landed over here? Again, what if I land down there? Well, now I'm getting a bit of a yellowish tone. So you have to choose what you think should be neutral, and if you know that this is white, not necessarily the shiny part, you wouldn't go to the big white shine. And coffee, yeah, maybe the bubbles are neutral, but maybe they're tan. We don't know, but we do know in this case that this is porcelain white. So you can click on different parts of it, and every time you click, if I click over here, so it goes a bit pinker. When I go over here, it goes a little bit greener or whiter, and depending on over here, it kind of turned bluish. So where you click makes a difference. Are you seeing the changes? You seeing how it changes in your screen? These things look better on your screen. When I am zooming, when I'm showing you my image, then it's being zoomed and it's showing on your screen. Whatever color you see and what result you see is not the same as what I'm seeing on mine because our screens are showing different. Okay. So just because I'm saying this looks good on my screen doesn't mean it needs to look good on the projection of zoom that you're seeing. Does that make sense? So don't trust the zoom, trust your screen right now and click around until it seems to you that the white on this cup is as neutral white as it can be. And for you, it might mean something else. For me, I find that if I click around here, I'm getting a pretty neutral-ish white. Now, there's so much more I can do, but right now, all I want to show you is a couple of things, and this is the eyeball where I can toggle holding it down before and after. Before and after. Big change, right? Big immediate change. And that's why I chose this one because it's one of those like, ooh, ah, which with just a tiny little click, you see a big correction. Many times the corrections that we actually really do on a photo are much more subtle. Now, what we did is we changed the color the white balance on this image, and it's under the color. There's say that we're done, that we don't want to do anything else under color. We can collapse the color right there. And then just because I want to do one more thing for you guys to see that you can do more than one thing at a time, let's head over to the crop right here, which is right under the top basic tools. Right there's the cropping tool, right there, the second one. And let's gonna go ahead and make a little crop. I'm just gonna bring this down a bit. And oh, by the way, when you want to bring it down in a way that's not doing it for everything, you have to go over here and change the settings. Hold on. Ah, wait a minute. Where's my preset locked? Here we go. So on the right side, I have preset locked so that when I tried to bring it down, everything comes down proportionally. I needed to unlock that. I'm going to click over there and you can choose to make it look like a particular ratio. Maybe you have a 4:5 or an 8:10 or a 5:7 frame that you want it to fit in, or a 1:1. Say we have a 5:7 frame, we can do that. Or we can just go to full, and when I say full, oh, no, custom ratio. What, where's the, need to unlock it. There we go. Over here, sorry, I haven't done this in here. No matter where you go, there's a little lock. If you click on that unlock, right, then you can go ahead and say, I only want to take the little top off, or I wanted to take a little bottom off. Now say that we wanted to straighten it a little bit. In this case, we might lose some photo, but see when I put my mouse outside, I can click right or left and I can straighten it a little bit or make it even more curvy. So I just want to make one big change. I'm going to go ahead and cut off most of the top. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, just to have it be very obviously different. Okay. Now, what if I hate what I just did and I really, really want to fix it? Maybe I did something that doesn't make sense. Each one of these tools always has a little reset on top. So I can click on this little area and just reset back to the beginning so I can try again. Okay. So I'm going to unlock this again. And this time I'm just going to take that little bit off, reset again. Okay. So now that I'm going to do it for real, I'm going to take this off. Oh, I didn't unlock. I'm going to open that again. And now I'm going to leave it a bit more squarish again, just so that it's a very obvious change. And when I'm done, right, I can move on to another tool. I'm not going to move on to another tool. I'm going to go ahead and say done. Now watch, there's 3 choices at the bottom: cancel, done, or open. Now cancel means, yeah, basically cancel. Don't make any of these changes to my image. Done means I'm done with this. I don't want to open it in Photoshop. This is all I want to do with it. All I needed was Camera Raw and I'm totally done. That's what done means. It's really done. Let's try and see what that means. Let's hit done. I'm going to hit done. See, I never even opened Photoshop. I go back to Bridge and it's clearly my new image. A, because it's white. B, because it's now square. And on top of that, I have some little icons on top. And it tells me what kind of things I've applied. I've applied a crop, and I've applied This is the basic slider set, which is all those choices of which we only used color balance. Does that make sense? So it's showing me the after. If everyone followed through and was able to do this with me, please give me a yes. Give me a yes, and then we'll move forward with more. All right, Rebecca, what's up?
I got it, but I somehow ended up in Photoshop for my cropping.
Okay, so it's possible that instead of done, you said open.
Ah.
So let's go ahead and if you did open in Photoshop, just close it in Photoshop, go back to Bridge, and
Mhm.
it'll still just close it without saving it in Photoshop. And when you go back to Bridge, you should still see this because by opening in Photoshop, when you're done, it still saved the raw version of what you did. Okay. Tell me if that worked. And then Alan, what's up with you? You don't have sound.
The changes you made. I may have started a minute late, so I may have missed the very beginning, so I couldn't.
Okay. The changes were simply, I went into the color. I choose my eyedropper and I touched this part of the cup and the yellow disappeared and it went away. That's enough. You don't need to do the crop. As long as you change the color, that's good enough. All I did then is I said done.
So
Okay.
how did you change the color?
Okay. So I went to color right there. I opened my color setting. I grabbed the eyedropper. Do you see the eyedropper? You got it?
Is that showing on your screen?
Yeah, it's sharing.
I don't. Yeah, your screen.
You should see me on the other screen of yours. We stop and share again. Sometimes the Zoom goes under people's other stuff and then you can't see it. So let me share this one more time. Here we go. Can you see this now?
Okay, so
Doesn't matter what you do. I don't care what you do. As long as you open raw, I just want a big change. You might open your light and suddenly make all your blacks real black or something like that. I don't know. I don't care what you do. Just do something that looks really different. So I'm going to make the whole thing look really dark, for example. It doesn't matter. I'm going to say done. And whatever I just did to this image is going to show up. So just make us change, any change, and then just keep watching. We'll get back to this and I'll help you do that one change again later. But now, as you can see, I got something else. Now, I'm not too worried about what I got for a couple of different reasons. First of all, everything I just did is non-destructive. All the changes that I did in Camera Raw are as simple to turn off as it was in the eyeball when I changed the color in the Photoshop before to the tulips that we did. So even if it's looking disastrous right now for you guys, we left it looking kind of good. But maybe you liked it uncropped. Well, we can go and uncrop it. If you liked it yellow, you can unyellow it. Or if you liked it white and did something else, you can. So how do you do that? One thing you can do is you can absolutely delete all these changes right from here. Like you can just wipe the slate clean. Now we rarely need to do that. So I'm not going to do that to this one. We're going to come back into this one. But if you go look at the rest of the images that we have here, you'll discover that there's a couple more, this one and this one, that are DNG files that have a little icon on the top that has some sliders. You see that? This one is a DNG. It doesn't have sliders. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. But this one, and when I get much bigger, I'll see it over there, has some little sliders on it. That means that it's been modified. This one too. Now I'm going to go back down so that you can see what I mean. Those are the little sliders I was talking about. So let's go ahead and set them to 0 because you didn't do those modifications. You don't know what they have. We don't have to open the image and change it. Let's just start from scratch with this image. So how do I start from scratch? I'm going to go ahead and do right click, or if you have a tablet, it's 2 fingers down on this little icon. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say develop settings. I'm going to go all the way down to develop settings. Okay, so once again, I did right click and then I'm going to the develop settings. And now I'm going to go ahead and say clear settings. Many times Camera Raw defaults is the same, but sometimes Camera Raw defaults might still make some changes versus clear settings. It just completely clears anything that's been done before. And now there's just nothing there. That means that this is the raw as it was shot out of the camera. Does that make sense? Yes, Ed?
A little bit of a technical question. So when you hit done in Camera Raw and it brought it back here into Bridge, it's still actually a raw file. It hasn't been converted to a raster file yet.
Not at all. It's still completely raw file. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. And I'll explain more in depth what his question was once we get to that place where we do not have a raw file anymore. I'll get to that. But right now, this file that we just modified is still a raw file, meaning it has not been rasterized. And we're going to talk about a little bit what those things mean. Just basically, you can get back to the exact same file that came out of the camera just by doing what we just did right now. Or even if you did modify it without clearing the things, it is still a raw file, completely untouched. Okay, let me clarify what happens. This is really two files, and all of the changes are happening in another file. That's just code. And what that file is saying, okay, yellow cup, I want you to show me all those yellow bits as white. The code is saying that. So the photo looks white now, but the photo still really is yellow. Just the code applied to it is saying make it look white. But if I get rid of that code, which is what we did here, it just looks yellow again. Now, even if it's attached to that code, the image is still untouched. It's the code that now says make the yellow look white, but the image is untouched. It's the same image that came out of the camera, okay? So yes, it's a completely raw, untouched, unmodified file, just that the file that's attached to it is now saying that you should look at, in my case, my white should look black, okay? In your case, your yellow, what you used to look as yellow is white. What I looked at yellow is now black. All right, so we're going to go and do that also to this one. The second one that has some sliders adjusted to it. We're going to right click, and maybe in this one, when we go to develop settings, instead of saying clear settings, we're going to go to Camera Raw default. We're going to click on Camera Raw defaults. And so this time, if there were any changes in there, the changes have disappeared, but see how it still seems like it's been edited in Camera Raw? So if this had been turned to green, it would be back to looking neutral or whatever it needs to look like, but it still is telling me that I have modified it, even though if when I open it, all the settings will be at neutral, like there will be nothing there. See, that's the big difference between the settings, really looks untouched, versus this is untouched, but it has been put through Camera Raw, and those have been defaulted to their settings of 0. Does that make sense, you guys? Now, I don't think I have any others that already have. Oh, there's one more here that has some settings. Let's go ahead and clear that one. Right click. Now, oh, let me tell you what this is. I did not work on these in Photoshop. I worked on these in the Photos app. And so in the Photos app, you can also work on raw images. This is for Mac people. And so I worked in this as a DNG in the Photos app, and the changes I made in the Photos app are now showing up here as having been edited. I did not edit them in Photoshop. Since I want to redo these in Photoshop, I'm going to right click, develop settings, and clear all settings. Okay, Photoshop will do a better job of
Diane,
the type of things that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
if you edited this in Photos, if you had clicked on that, would it open in Photos or is it still going to open in?
No,
Camera?
no, it'll open in Camera Raw.
Okay.
Mhm. But when I go into Photos, if I open it in Photos, I can continue editing it in the version that Photos does of dealing with, it doesn't distinguish. In Photos, you don't distinguish whether it's a raw photo or a JPEG, it just edits it. Over here, though, the computer knows Camera Raw that it's been edited. And since it's a raw file, it gave me the sliders of raw. But if I open it up, I can clear those settings and go back to the flat one, and it's staying in here. Okay?
Is that reversible?
Questions, you guys. What's that?
Is that reversible?
Yes, as much as I just reversed all of that. Oh, reverse, like put them back in?
Yes,
No, if I cleared them from
okay,
here, if I cleared them from here, they're gone. Yeah,
okay.
if I clear them from here, we're starting from scratch. Yeah. You would
You
only
can't
do
go, you can't do Control Z
Actually,
then.
if I look at that same one in photos, I'd be curious to see whether they cleared in photos.
Diane, before you do that,
Yeah,
go back up to it and right click, go to develop.
this one,
It says, okay, go to the develop and notice that it says previous conversation. If you click on that, it brings them back,
Oh,
previous
there it
con-
is.
but it does them wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Oh, that's a weird one. Let me just, out of curiosity. Yeah, it does some weird stuff because this wasn't, had this been done in Photoshop, that would have worked. But since these changes were done in a different app, it obviously doesn't know what was done and the previous conversion did something.
I think it used your coffee cup
Oh,
modifier.
you're right. Thank you. Thank you. That's what previous conversion did. It applied what applied to that to this one. Yeah. Which is why it looks so weird. Had it been a subtle change, you might have not noticed, but since I did a really weird change, so for you guys, it applied anything that was yellow must be looking whiter in that image now because you only did that. But I did that weird thing, so it looks like that. Is that what happened? Yeah, so that's what previous conversion means. It just takes whatever last was done in RAW and applied it to this one, which is great if you have 5 photos of the same place and you corrected one correctly. Now you select the other 5 and you apply previous conversion and then all of them get that correction. Does that make sense? But here it made absolutely no sense because it cropped it, especially the crop is what gave it away. It cropped it and it did this thing, which in my case made it blue and black, and in your cases it made it white. So now I'm going to right click again, and this time I'm going to clear those settings. Okay, thanks for that. I always do my previous conversions inside of Camera Raw, like I'll open them all and apply them that way, but I hadn't done this previous conversion setting, so actually that's kind of cool that we found that out together. All right, so here we go. We have now, let's clear everything. This other one too, the one that we left with Camera Raw defaults, basically when we open it, it'll be untouched, but I want to go ahead and right click and go back to develop settings. And if I want them cleared, I want them cleared. Let's just clear them, period, and not have anything done. Now, we do still have the coffee that we worked on together. Let's double click that again. And now let's say, no, I didn't like this. I don't want it. In my case, all I did here was I moved my exposure. I'm going to double click to make it come back right there. And I moved my black, so I'm going to double click to make it come back because I still remember what I did. And then I'm going to go to color and I'm going to go click on custom and go back to as shot. And that brings it back to what I did. But guys, we remember what we did because we did it 10 minutes ago. What if I worked on this 10 weeks ago and I don't remember to back out of what I did? You know what I mean? So let's go and do this again, the white balance. And how do you get rid of something that you don't remember what you did? Well, you can completely clear your settings. And one way to clear your settings is, let me see actually if you can do it from here. I'm curious. No, you can't do it from there. Okay. So over here, down at the bottom. So by the way, make it white again if you didn't yet. And now that's why I said that I was going to repeat this for Alan. What we did is we went to the color setting. We chose this little eyeball and we sorry, not eyeball, eyedropper. And then we clicked on a part of the cup that we thought needed to be neutral. So we clicked on this part of the cup and what happened is I got a big change in my temperature. I could have done it by hand. See, I could have moved this slider by hand and made it even worse, more orange or less orange, but why not use the eyedropper and let it do it for me? And I'm gonna do that since that is at this point an easier way. There's times when it works, times when it doesn't work. If you don't have anything that should be neutral, you need to actually move these things yourself. But right now that worked. Okay.
To see it again, help me.
Now, hold on. Later when you can share your screen, I can help you do it. But right now, let me finish with this. So how do we see the before and after other than this little like before, after, but you have to hold it down. What other way can we see the before and after? Down here, and let me put a little circle around the down here, right there. There's two little icons. And these two little icons do a couple different things, but the first one, the first one to the right, when I click on it, is toggle to current settings before and after. So now let me get rid of the pink stuff so you can see it. Okay, so this one toggles back to the current settings, default settings, current settings, default settings. So default settings basically means neutral. Does that make sense? Or not neutral, means untouched, unfixed by me, right? Not neutral. And then back and forth, before and after. If I decide to leave it in the before, then that's it. Then I keep working and it's like I'm starting from 0 again. Does that make sense? Now notice that the before and after is applying to the color, but it hasn't uncropped my image. You see that? My image is still cropped. So this has its limits. Let me look and see what this little ball is right there. So let's put it in after. Let's make sure it looks white again. And now, by the way, Ed, your hand is up. Is it a new one or is it from before?
It's before, I forgot to clear it, sorry.
Fine, I'll clear it. No, I was just looked up and I saw you there again. So I wanted to make sure that you had a chance to ask your question. Okay, so let's just toggle back and forth. This one, if I click on it, it's kind of interesting because it goes between before and after. And right now it's considering that my before was that thing that I did at the end and my after. If I toggle again and I click, oh, by the way, it changed. Now it's 3 things. And now I can cycle before and after in different modes. So it shows me when it's done, it's like 5 clicks, it goes back to being one little box. So I'm going to click on it again and I can go before and after sideways next to each other, before and after half the image split open, before and after top and bottom, or before and after half the image slipped on a horizontal format. The final click brings me back to 0. Okay, so all the changes we make, we can preview them here. If I want to shift before and after, I just swap before and after, then I see after, before, after. It doesn't make any difference. And then I do that. Now, I might want to copy my settings to before and I click on that. So now I make my before be the old one. And if I now look at my before and after, I'm basically, my before and afters are the same because I've basically neutralized and I'm back to the before. Okay, so this is good to know, but be careful because if you've been working for an hour on your photo and you perchance make a mistake there, you might lose an hour worth of work. Does that make sense? So I would recommend just going back and forth because I just lost those choices. I'm going to go ahead and make it again. I'm going to go ahead and click and this is my before and my after, right? And you just want to keep clicking on that. Don't click on the first one that shows up. Just click on this one to switch between before and after until you're done. You end up in the after. Now, I always say before and after is very impressive, right? Because, whoa, especially when there's a big change like this. But ultimately, the before and after matters to you as you are working on it. But always remember that everyone else is only going to see the after. So you really need to continue looking at the after much more. People who want to keep working, looking at the before and after, which you can. I could go in here now and, you know, change things again and it'll keep changing in the afterboard. But the thing is that it doesn't make much of a difference because I am making changes based on what I am seeing. And what I'm seeing is skewing and it's not very clear. Versus when I see only the after, that's the final post. That's the final place. And so I might want to always get accustomed to seeing the after and now and then checking with the before. If you're like, oh, how was it? Was it a bit better? Was it out? That's the entire before and after versus this. If I make a change and I go, well, how about if I make it a little bit bigger, a little bit worse? If I turn this on and off, it always goes all the way to the beginning. So it's not really that easy to see, well, is this better than that? Is this better than that? Well, this goes all the way back to the beginning. It's like turn off the effect, turn on the effect. So, you know, it's a bit of a back and forth on seeing how you can see it before. I recommend getting accustomed to just gauging your final one and see if you like it and not have that be your before your way of checking. But many times we're curious and we want to see the before and after, so that's how you do it. All right. But
It's all a personal preference, you know, the effect that you end up with.
yeah, I
So-
always say that the post-processing, which is what we're doing, is post-processing, is really, however much people might go, oh, that's not an art. It really is, as in it's your interpretation of this image. Someone might want it to be like this really moody, you know, dark image that looks like it was shot where how I had made it darker before or whatever in a place that's a really dark place or whatever. Some people for your needs, this might be perfect. For other people's needs, you might need it to be very contrasty. For other people's needs, you might want it to look, you know, that blue, by the way, I'll show you what that feature is that's turning on. You might want it to look different. You might prefer it not to look different. Everyone, by the time I'm done, you might think this is your favorite view of it. And someone else might think that their favorite view of it was the first one, right? I don't know. That's why it's called, I call it artistic. It is your perfect choice. Now, there is a thing called neutral, correct, correct lighting, correct daylight lighting or whatever. But ultimately, much more important than what's correct is it expressing what you need to express? And a photo is a story of a moment. Is that story showing itself up the way you want it to show up? Is it a bright and happy day? Is it a dark and gloomy day? Well, you're processing it differently. Now, if you weren't there at all, someone gives you a photo of a landscape and you get to change it, you weren't there, so you're not trying to reproduce the moment. You'll just reproduce whatever you feel like reproducing. I assure you that if I give the same photo, not demoing it, but individually give that photo to all of you guys to change, when we see it the next week, everyone will have done a different, by the time we're done, we might have 10 different photos or however many people are here, 15 different photos, because everyone will process it their own way because of how they feel. If a photo needs not much change, then it might be more similar. But if it needs a lot of change, people will do different things to it. So in that sense, it is a very personal and artistic choice. I say subjective choice to what story you're trying to tell with that photo. All right. So now this is almost hurting my eyes white, and I kind of preferred it a little bit warm personally, right? But is this more color correct? Probably. It's more color correct than when the porcelain tub looked yellow. All right. I'm going to clear your answers. And now, if I do want to clear all of my settings, there is a place over here. Like I'm talking about the crop. I mean, of course I can go back to the crop and undo the crop right now, but I'm trying to remember where we clear all the settings from inside. And I thought that we did it from the gears. Someone else, Ed, someone who knows, let me know. I can't remember. Here. Okay, down here. These three little dots at the bottom of this set of tools, these three little dots, we're going to go ahead and reset to default. And now we've lost every single thing. Okay, we're back to the first photo that we had. All right. Now, this, I want the one change done again, the one that was easy. Let's go to color, make it with the little eyedropper. Let's make it white again. That's it. And now let's explore the other options that we have here. If we say done, we already know we're going to end up with a picture that will show us this. Perfect. Completely editable, as you have seen. We've gone back and forth 20 times on this, and the photo still always goes back to the original. So that's what done does. Open, though, has 3 different choices. If you just click on open, it's one thing, but see there's a little arrow there, and it can open as, oh, and I did it without meaning to do it. Hold on, because I had a photo, Word, anyway, the Mac doesn't show when I'm sharing my screen all the options. So I need to do that again for a second. Give me a second. Where are you? I'm going to open it again. Here we go. When I click on this little guy, I had to move things so you could see it shows me either just open as object, or open as copy. Because I want to go drink a coffee right now. Open as object, open as copy. For now, we're just going to open. That's it. Just to see what effect is. And then the preferred might be usually open as object. Let's say open. So after I say open, which would have been the same as just clicking the regular button without clicking on that little arrow to see the choices. If I just hit on the open key without doing the choices, it just performs an open. So what happened? I am now inside of Photoshop. Recognize Photoshop? And my flat beginning image is my corrected image. It's not the yellow one. This has incorporated the corrections that we had just made in Camera Raw, and it shows my beginning image as already white. Okay, so if everyone is opening in Photoshop a white image, give me a yes. Now, I understand that we've done only one thing. Trust me, you can spend 2 hours, you can do a lot of work before you get in here. But the whole point is, if you fixed most of it, or if you fixed all of it, why bother coming into Photoshop? Well, for many things, Camera Raw is all you need. You don't need to come into Photoshop. So then what would you do in Photoshop? Well, there's different tools in Photoshop. That little coffee cup floating up. There's different tools in Photoshop that Camera Raw doesn't have. And by the way, there's tools that Camera Raw has now that Photoshop doesn't have. Even though Photoshop and Camera Raw are one thing, it's like 2 different sets of tools. Some overlap, quite a bit of overlap, and some distinct ways of working. Okay, so there's a ton of stuff that you can do in Photoshop to this photo that you could not have done in Raw. So get rid of what you can in Raw, come in here, and then do the rest in Photoshop would be a good example of workflow. Does that make sense? Now, before we continue even with that, let's close this image and don't save it because I want to show you a plan B. Let's close this image. Don't save it. Let's go back to Bridge. All right. We're still working with this one because to show you what's happening, it is such a bright difference that there's no subtlety that everyone can really see the before and after. Let's open it one more time. Double click. Since it's Raw, it opens in Raw. I'm going to clear your feedback. Now, what I want us to do is to, sorry, I didn't mean to actually do that. What's happening is that if I put my mouse over this plus sign, it zooms in to 100% and zooms out. If you click again, that's all that's happening. I want us now to do what we did before. I want us to clear the changes. So let's go to the 3 dots and reset to default. Say that we have a Camera Raw photo that we do not want to work in Camera Raw. We want to open it straight into Photoshop. So this would have been, I open this image, I don't do anything here, right? I don't do anything. And instead, I'm going to open as is, just click open, and here we are. We have opened it in Photoshop. So now we have that yellow image, uncropped yellow image in Photoshop.
Deanna,
So-
I'm sorry, there was some kind of something went over. Did you say open as object?
No, just open, just
Just
regular
open. Okay.
We'll learn about objects a bit later, which is what I think many times the better choice. But since I don't want to explain object right now, just go with opening it here. So this is my untouched image. Nothing has happened to it. This is the image that I opened, that I started with, right? So, well, can I work in Photoshop?
Diana,
Yep.
one very important thing has happened to it. It's no longer a raw file.
Yes and no. It hasn't been compressed. It hasn't been, nothing yet has happened. I have all of the capabilities of all of these pixels that I had before. Just when
But
I
it's
saved it.
pixels now rather than the GNG format that is by the camera manufacturer or whatever.
Yeah,
Really not the same image at this point.
yeah. We don't go into Photoshop unless we want to use Photoshop. If you
Right.
want to keep it as raw, you don't go into Photoshop, okay? But the moment you go into Photoshop, you're not yet doing anything into it so to say, but the moment you try to save it, you can't save it as a raw. So you basically don't have a raw file anymore. Does that make sense? You can't resave a photo that's been worked as a raw once those images, that image is not, it only works to save a raw photo as the raw if you work it only in Camera Raw, which is what we did before. The moment you bring it into Photoshop, even if we apply Camera Raw, you are using other tools which then don't allow you to save it again as raw. The only way to go back to being raw is if you went into raw, opened it, and said cancel or done. Those two bring you back to raw, and all those changes are not affecting the pixels. Does that make sense? I don't know how to explain that better. Versus once you go into Photoshop, you can apply raw from inside of here, which is I'm going to show you, but the file cannot be saved as a raw anymore. So it's never going to be a raw file from here on, even though we have a raw filter, which we're about to use. Yes, Barbara?
I've never done this. I don't know why with all the things I've tried. What happens to a raw file when you are in raw and you duplicate it, or can you in raw?
Yeah, well, you can duplicate it. You can duplicate a raw file anywhere. I'm going to do it from Bridge. You can do it from the Finder. You can just right click and duplicate. Now you have two of the same thing.
And they're both raw files.
Raw files. Yeah. I'm going to undo that. But yeah, those are both raw files. You
Of
just
all the
have to,
things I've tried, I've never tried that.
yeah. Yeah. So right click and duplicate or copy paste, and you get two of the same. Bridge is just a glorified Finder window. Had you had a Finder window open for the Mac, or a, let me reshare a Finder window, or the File Explorer if this is a PC, right? And you went over here and you just right click and said duplicate, you would have duplicated that file and you'd have two of them. That's exactly the same thing I just did inside of Bridge, because all I'm doing in Bridge is working with my files as if it were a Finder. Does that make sense? So it's not something I did on a photographic level. I just duplicated a file. So in that folder, in my Finder, in my downloads folder, I now have two of the same thing. Did that make sense, you guys? It's not a photographic change. It's just a duplication of a file, right? Which I can do in Bridge. I can just duplicate the file. I can delete it. I can, do whatever I want. This is just a Finder on steroids, a File Explorer on steroids. It does a ton more than what a Finder would do. But in this case, that's just a duplication of a file. Yes, Rebecca? Great questions, you guys. No one's asked me these questions before. I like it. Rebecca?
I have no histogram.
In Photoshop?
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is the histogram Photoshop. I don't know what settings you have or don't have. I have this set up as photography. I think last time we talked, let me move this over
Yeah,
here.
I got photography. I'll reset it.
Go
That
ahead and
resetting it brought it back.
set photography, and that'll bring
Yeah.
it. Oh, okay. All right. So since I also have been doing Photoshop with my Digital Sign Techniques class, I didn't know if it was you or me who had different settings right now. Okay. So now I'm in Photoshop. I have a yellow file. What if I want to change it here? Well, yes, I can use Photoshop tools to do color balance, which have always existed in Photoshop. So I'm not going to necessarily show them to you right now, but for those of you who know about adjustment layers, one of the possible adjustment layers is color balance, where I can go and do exactly the same thing I just did in a Photoshop manner. But right now, I just want to show you the similarities. What if I do it in Camera Raw, but inside of Photoshop? What if I didn't open it in Camera Raw before Photoshop? What if I open Camera Raw in here? Can I do that?
Yes.
Yes, I can. Again, this is an example of where tools are duplicating each other. So how do I do that? Let's go up to the very top, and I need to share my entire window here because these little windows in Mac don't share themselves. Here we go. I'm going to go up to my Photoshop menu at the top of things, and one is going to say filter. I'm going to go ahead and just to get accustomed to never doing it any differently, before you go straight to the Camera Raw filter, which is what we're going to use, I want you first to do this convert for smart filters. Just do that. This is like good practice. Just say okay to this. I'll explain to you what this means later. Just say okay.
Write that down.
And what we have just done is we have turned this into a smart object. Wait a minute. Did you ever hear of smart object before? Do you
Yes.
remember? When did you hear me say smart object before? Let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just watch. You don't need to do this. I went to Bridge. I opened this in Camera Raw. And I had the choice to open as object. You see that? If I'd opened as object over here, I would be in the exact same spot as you guys are now, where we opened it, just simply opened, and then we converted it to a smart object by doing filter, convert for smart filter. Does that make sense? You and I are in the exact same spot. It's just two different ways of doing it. So why not do it from Camera Raw if you're going to do it anyway? Now, why are we going to do this? To keep it being non-destructive. To keep it being non-destructive. If I do this without making a smart object, I won't be able to go back in and make the changes. So first, just watch for just a second. Just watch. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this again, just for a second. So I'm just, this is like teaching here. That if you do, you'll be busy and does it work, doesn't it work, and not thinking about it. So if I just simply open it, right, without opening it as smart object, and then I forget to convert it as smart object because I forgot to open it as smart object. So if I just leave it without being a smart object, if I now go to my filter Camera Raw filter, same thing opens, Camera Raw, I make it white, same as before. I say okay. I have managed to make it white, but there's a tiny, humongous problem. This is a destructive modification. Camera Raw, which is the ultimate of non-destructive tools, has just been used in a way that is destructive. I cannot go back to my yellow tones. So you should never use Camera Raw inside of Photoshop without making it a smart object. Does that make sense? Now, why is because if this had been made a smart object, and I'm going to undo that and I'm going to make it a smart object now by going to convert for smart filters, which says, well, that means you're turning it a smart object. That's what that's saying. I'll say, okay. Now we're all going to do this together. As a smart object, I will be able to make it editable. So now I'm back to where you guys are. We turned it into smart object. We go back to the word filter and we open the Camera Raw filter. Everyone, go to the Camera Raw filter. Okay. If you have managed to open the Camera Raw filter again, give me a yes. Give me a yes if you're here. If you're stuck, if you're lost, if something's not working, if I've talked so much that I've confused you too much, please give me a no or ask me questions. Let me know where you're at. Colette, I saw you shaking your head a little bit. Is there something there? No, there's a little. Is that a raised hand or a clap? Okay.
That's the raised hand.
Sometimes people raise their hands for a question and then they're clapping. I'm like, oh, you like what I said, but it
No,
was
I'm raising my hand for a question.
all right. So what's your question?
Well, I got lost back there because
Okay.
where did I'm on the locked image
Photoshop.
in Photoshop, yes. And so where did I find the
Give me a second here.
do you open? Oh, I see it. I'm sorry. Open as an object, smart object.
Oh, you're still in camera. Yeah, open as a smart object. Yeah, perfect.
But I'm not sure because it's
Open as object. Yeah.
not as a smart object.
Well, if it says smart object, then yeah, open as a smart object. It just
It
says
did.
It says open as object or open as smart, depending on the version. Okay, so here we go. Look, you guys. How do I know that this is a smart object? Because this little tiny box that appeared right here in the thumbnail, and it's such a small little thing that I really need to have you guys notice, but that little box at the bottom right of the thumbnail is telling me that it is a smart object. Anyway, since most of you guys have already opened the Camera Raw filter, you can't see it. So let me open the Camera Raw filter, you'll see it later. So I open the Camera Raw filter now. And yay, we recognize this at this point, right? Grab your eyedropper, make the same fix we've done 25 times. I'm going to walk you guys through this, and then I'm going to answer some questions. I see some hands up. And now all I need to do is say, okay, see, I don't have open or anything. I'm in Photoshop. I'm going to say is okay. This time in Photoshop, the layer still looks like the original. The thumbnail, sorry, still looks like the original. And I have something down here that says Smart Filter, Camera Raw Filter, and this is applying itself in a non-destructive manner to that. How do I know it's not destructive? Well, I can turn the eyeball on and off. And if I turn it on again, it's there. So this is completely editable. I can choose to have it or not have it. I can choose to open it again because I wanted to make a different change. How do I do that? I double click on the word Camera Raw Filter. I open it up again, and now I go, well, I prefer to see it that way. Okay, I'm going to see it that way. I'm going to say, okay. Now I'm seeing it that way. Then I go, I don't know, to orange. I double click. And I now see it this way. And that way. I don't know, I'm just doing strange things. And I'm going to say, okay. All these strange things don't matter. Because see how my original is untouched? This is all done in a non-destructive manner. So now I'm going to answer questions. Meanwhile, I want you guys to open your Camera Raw filter again, make another bizarre change. At this point, start shifting things all over the place. It doesn't matter what, because whatever you do is all fixable, and it'll help you begin to explore. Meanwhile, I'll answer some questions. Yes, Lacey?
Okay, I don't know if this so much is a question as I just want affirmation. So a destructive file means we have completely changed the raw file and we will never get the original that like we took with the camera.
Yes, which is why, just in case you ever unknowingly make a destructive modification, you should only work on duplicates of your photos, right? Just in case, because if
Okay.
you really are sure that you know how to do things non-destructively, just in case, you might always want to make a duplicate before you open it in Photoshop to make sure that if worst case scenario happens, you still have the original. So yeah,
Okay. And then a non-destructive file is just your new edited version and the raw file is always still available.
no, the second two last things you said are not right. Let me clarify. It's just the wording, not that what your thought is wrong, but let me clarify the wording. A file isn't non-destructive or not. A file is a file. You can modify it in a way that's permanent, destructive, or you can modify it in a way that's still editable, thus non-destructive. Okay? If you happen to open it up and apply modifications that are destructive, your photo might still look awesome. It's not like you destroyed your photo, but they are permanent changes. And that's why they're called destructive, not because you've hurt your photo, just you can't walk back from that. Now, as long as you have a duplicate, you can always go back to the beginning. But sometimes you've made so many changes, you've spent 2 days, maybe 10 days working on something because you've gone back to it a few times every month. Having to start from scratch is a lot of work. So if you had gone along making all those changes in a non-destructive way, then you can keep modifying it without ever losing everything to have to start from zero again. Does that make sense?
Yes, crystal clear. Thank you so much for that.
You are welcome. All right. Colette?
Yeah, so I'm having when I'm in Photoshop
Yeah.
and when I go to open it as a smart object,
Yeah,
I get a file
okay,
window.
share your screen. Let's see what's
Yeah.
happening. Share your screen. Sometimes RAW might have not been installed correctly or something's weird. In my other class, someone couldn't even open RAW the other day. Okay, so go ahead and you're in the Finder window. The Finder window is not where we're opening this from, so say cancel. You
Yeah,
need
this is what's opening though, is this Finder window is
to
opening.
go to Bridge. We're
Oh.
we're starting from Bridge. That's
Oh,
what.
okay.
Okay, so from Bridge is that we're doing all this work, okay?
Okay,
Now,
so,
from Bridge, go ahead and open it up, and it opened up in RAW, okay? And so Bridge is crucial. It's a program that needs to be used in order to use Camera Raw before Photoshop. Otherwise, you can only use Bridge. You can only use Camera Raw inside of Photoshop. Bridge is the access to Camera Raw outside of Photoshop, not the front.
okay.
So now go ahead and grab that little eyedropper right there. Oh,
Well,
sorry, it's true. We were not modifying it. That's true. We were just going to,
no.
we're going to
And
open,
I see this down here is where I open it. Whoops.
and you can either open it flat, which is what you did. You just said open,
Mhm.
in which case now this is not yet a smart object. So to make it
Right.
a smart object, you go to the word filter
Up,
up here,
right? Okay, there we go.
and you first convert for smart filters, which is truly, they should just say convert to smart object. I don't know why they use a different word there, but that's a smart object. In fact, to do this, this will be converted into a smart object. It's like, yeah, why don't you just call it a smart object? Whatever.
Okay,
There we go. Say okay.
okay.
Different
okay.
development teams.
Yeah. And so
All
here
right.
we have this little tiny icon tells me it's a smart object. That's the only way I can confirm it's a smart object right now. If you see that little tiny box there in the
I
thumbnail.
do, I see that. Okay. I'm
Now
with you
let's
now.
go to filter and let's open the Camera Raw filter, which is right here. Whoop. Perfect. Now
Okay.
you can go to the eyedropper and click on some part over here and make it white.
Yep.
Okay. And although there's more to do, go ahead and say, okay, I want you to see the non-destructiveness of it. And this
Okay.
that now you can go, okay, well, now I want to make it yellow again or whatever. You double click down here on the words Camera Raw filter. It opens again. And now you can just go to town doing whatever you want with this, which right now I haven't taught you anything else, but you can just play around with these sliders at least and make weird things happen. Say, okay, and then open it again. Say, okay, go back to default, you know, kind of each time, whatever you're doing is not happening to the actual photo. See, the actual photo is still yellow. This is just applied in a, let's say, code. Okay, it is.
All right.
The,
I'm with you now.
all right,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, Ed,
Give me a second. I'm actually opening up Zoom on my computer that has Photoshop,
to share.
so I
Okay,
can share. So
Perfect.
take somebody else's question for a minute.
all right. Well, Colette finished. So right now, I don't think, is there any other questions, you guys? If there's no other
no
questions,
questions.
right, then Ed, you're in. So go ahead and share whenever you have a chance.
History.
Right, Ed? You're muted, so if you're talking to me, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yeah. So,
Hold on 1 second. I'm just turn the sound off the other computer.
yeah, next time when you guys sign in with two things, the moment you sign in, it gives you the choice to have audio or not. If you just say no, then it won't have audio in the second computer. Otherwise, you have that reverb that we were hearing. Otherwise,
Right.
you need to go to turn it off. Okay.
And of course, what I had to do, which I didn't do, was actually share. So you can't see my screen right now, can you?
Yeah, not yet now. So go ahead.
Okay, let me find Zoom just a second.
Got it. Thank you, Colette.
Have a good night.
Gordon, good night. Same with Michael. Oh, he already left. I do appreciate when you guys tell me that that you're gonna leave, so I don't just kind of like, oh, did I say something wrong? Why are they gone? You know,
Yeah.
if you tell me that you're leaving, it helps. And you can tell me in the chat, you don't need to tell everyone that you're, you know, the plumber's here. You can just tell me if you want. Yeah. Okay, what's up?
All right, so you can see me now. If I go to, you've seen that I've done Camera Raw. I've got it as smart.
Yeah,
I'm going to click on Camera Raw,
yeah.
and I need to move all your pictures so I can see what I'm doing. If I go to crop right now, it doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Hmm.
There is no way to crop it. You can't, it doesn't give you handles or anything.
That's interesting. I wouldn't really ever want to crop inside of my Camera Raw here, so I never tried it, but let me see.
Well, see, the reason I was
You know
doing
what
it,
you can do is all the other transformations, but not the crop itself. There's so many other tools under the crop tool, and those are doable. But the only thing you can't actually do is that final crop. That's interesting.
well,
because-
the more interesting is they've added generational
Generative
expand here, which requires a crop. You have to have space outside whatever your image is by the crop, and you can't do it. So I was hoping you had an answer.
Actually, interestingly enough, I don't have an answer to that because I have never tried to crop inside of my internal version. So I'm looking at this.
It doesn't.
I
I've tried
to
everything.
generate. Very interesting.
I'll try and find out an answer and get it to you. Okay.
Because when I go to the different versions, it's not giving me any expansion. How funny. Okay, so guys, this is a question that is a tiny bit like
Mine added food.
what's that?
I did the generative expand and it added snacks
It added some snacks. How funny. So I'm gonna go ahead and
below the cup.
yeah.
But I lost the top of the cup.
Yeah. So for those of you who have no idea what all of this is all about, just relax. I will explain generative expand, but I'm going to stop your share right now and I share mine. And no, because other than saying that here we go. Let me share my window. Here we go. I'm in that same spot. So this is cropping inside of Camera Raw inside of Photoshop, and it doesn't seem to have the regular crop tools that we used before. I've never actually thought of cropping in here. I don't see the point ever of cropping inside of here. I want to use all these other tools that are amazing, but Photoshop itself, I'm going to say, yep, cancel all these changes. Photoshop itself has some amazing cropping tools of its own. So I have never even thought of cropping inside of Camera Raw, surprisingly.
I was only doing it to make a change to the
Yeah.
image. I thought that was the fastest way I could do it.
No, but it's interesting because you guys, I'm not going to take you yet to that. I actually will have us come I will have us do some cropping, and the crop tool in Photoshop is incredible and does a lot of stuff, but it doesn't have certain things that the crop in Camera Raw has. So here I can move this thing and crop it in and out and just do a bunch of other stuff. We're going to go into that later. But what Camera Raw has that the crop doesn't have in the crop tools is still there, which is this here, the manual transformations. So the crop tool is right there. If you go to the manual transformations, these are pretty powerful and allow you to change the perspective. And we do this in a different place in Photoshop, but this would be your rotate. What it does do is not necessarily do the traditional crop. But if you do this, for example, right? So it's not a traditional crop, but I've scaled it down and I want to add some stuff. Now my question is, will the generate expand work? I don't know. And this is such a weird color. Anyway, I'm going to give it a test. Generative expand is an AI tool and it's going to hopefully fill in over here. Yeah, it did. It gave me fake fill, but I had to change and then I can choose 2 or 3 options of that fake fill. And if I like it and I say keep it, then I've kind of managed to do what crop would have done. I have scaled it this way to make it bigger or smaller. And then I've rotated it if it was skewed or whatever. So it's kind of giving me the same solution, so to say. And then for all the empty space, I just do generate and it filled up. Okay. Now generate is AI. Whatever is AI won't be as good as quality as everything else. In fact, the AI is getting better. We're going to talk about that later, but right now that's the workaround. Okay. But yeah, the regular crappie tools aren't there. I'm going to let you play around with that a little bit more
So Diane,
and then tell me, yeah.
quick search, and this is from Photoshop or from Adobe. When you use Camera Raw as a filter in Photoshop via filter, Camera Raw filter, the crop tool is not available. This is by design and not a bug. And it gives me a whole bunch of reasons why.
Okay.
So, which I will send to you.
Perfect.
Okay.
So the thing is that for the most part, you can kind of get the same, you know, zoom in or zoom out, you can get the same effect. So if I zoom in right here to the point that I have, I'm only looking at one piece of the thing, it's as if I had cropped in to the spoon, for example, only. And if I say, okay, that basically is working as a crop, like as if I cropped it out, right? So ultimately you can do the same thing, but you're doing it a different way. Now, have I lost that cup? No. How come? Because it's done in a non-destructive fashion. So I can double click again and I can say, you know what? Everything I just did to this poor little cup, I don't want done anymore. Go over here and I can say, I can clean all the way to reset to default. Right now, I'm going to leave it in my little weird little green cropped mode to see that I'm making changes. I hope you all are trying out other changes, good or bad. Just play around with stuff while we keep answering questions.
Deanna,
We'll do it in-
I'm
oh,
stuck at Jacob, I'm stuck at an earlier point
all
of
right.
converting the change in camera raw to the original image rather than when I did the color correction.
Okay.
And I
Okay,
don't,
stop there for a minute. Moni had a question. Get ready to share your screen when I'm done with Moni, and then I'll see how I can help you. Okay, so
Okay.
Moni, what's your
Sure.
question?
Okay, so when I was looking in to do the transformations, it says manual transformations, and I've played around with that, but I only have geometry, and I don't have that what do you call it? The
Scale.
the AI thing that you had.
Oh, the generator. Do you have
we're
the latest version of
yeah.
Adobe Camera Raw?
Yes, I just downloaded it the other day.
Okay, so all I can say is that it's all very new, and it might be once. Let me see. I'm looking at my Creative Cloud app that I used the other day, and Camera Raw is in its yeah, I'm not what version? I have a 17.4.1 from 9 days ago. So
that's what
that's the one you have?
Yeah.
All right, then I don't know why you
So
would.
you didn't click something special to get it?
No, no.
Okay. All right.
I didn't. So yeah, I'm always interested by even many times there's a slight difference here and there, and we go to the version and people have the same version, and yet there's a slight, oh, wait, are you on a PC or on a Mac?
I'm on a PC.
Oh, that might be that they're about to they put it in one before the other or something like that.
Okay.
No, that's out of the top of my head, the only answer. Okay, Jacob, you want to share your screen now?
yeah.
Whenever I see PC or Mac, those of you who have PC or Macs, don't worry, it's not huge changes, but now and then when they bring something in first, it might work first for one system than for another, but they'll even up. But yeah, it's not like the program is so different. So did you click the share button yet, David? After the share, you need to do another share. So the first share is the green button. There we go. All right. Okay, so where we are right now. Oops.
There we are with Bridge, and I'm
okay. So
I want to bring it back to the original before the color correction.
So let's go ahead and double click on this one. Double click instead of.
And it's
Why
not
are you getting a history? The history is from Photoshop. It's like your Photoshop opened up. Oh, look what's happening. You've got you have your camera raw open. It's just that it's down here. You see that?
In the,
Grab this and drag it up. Because your tools, there we go. You were in
Oh.
camera raw. You just had it kind of hidden out of the way.
Oh,
Okay. So
sloppy
now,
desk work. Okay.
now you can go ahead and clear the settings if you want. Go over here and say reset to the yellow version. Reset to default. Over here, the second choice.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And then now, got it, Ed. And then now go over here and open, but click on the arrow and just open directly as camera, as object.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
You clicked on the word open,
Yes.
but
Cancel that.
instead, no. Go to this little arrow. I'm hiding it with my pink. I'm sorry, that little arrow there.
Okay.
And then
That's
say
as
open as object.
Ah, okay. And now it's within Photoshop.
You have, it's so interesting because your camera raw keeps opening back. Go ahead and say cancel. It's like you opened a few different camera raws. Okay, cancel to that one. It's like it's like there's a glitch because it keeps opening up. When you're saying cancel, it's not going away, right?
No, it's not.
Try saying done. Yeah, because you already opened it. I can see it down there, but it keeps like it glitches and then it disappears. Go ahead and say open now. It's like it opens and then camera appears again. This is really weird. But I mean, like something here that's weird. Can you hit your escape key? Okay, now say cancel again. See if we can close it up.
I had a similar thing happen, and when I finally got Photoshop open, I had like 5 cups and got rid of them.
That opened right now, but yeah, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So now go ahead and get rid of some of them if you want to not be confused. It's like every time you had a new one open, say don't save, don't save, and then let's just work with the first one. Yeah. Although the first one is the one that's already yellow, but it doesn't matter for the purpose. Let's make sure that everything is good. Close this one again. Let's go to bridge and let's do just a one now, open. Okay, so now go to bridge. And then double click on it again. And this time go to the little arrow and say right.
Open as an object.
And this time it would work. Yeah. It's like maybe it got clicked enough times. And that's what happened maybe also to, was it Peggy who said that or Rebecca?
Rebecca. Yeah.
I know you guys are two distinct people, but for some reason, every now and then I look over and it's like, which one of you two spoke? You don't even have the same voice, by the way. You might look similar, but you don't have the same voice. But I look over and I'm like, oh, one of them said something. All right. So now go to, camera raw filter. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. And if I ever meet you at Trader Joe's or something, please apologize from the start if I happen to say the wrong name. All right, there you go. So now you can just go in and do your stuff in here. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Barbara?
Yeah, I really messed up. And there's no coming back from it.
All right, so let's do this.
I completely lost everything. I even lost the email. If there's any way you could re-email me the photos in the next few days.
So what I was going to say is this. Hang in there. We're almost at the end of class. That was my 15-minute before end of class alarm. Just hang in there and I will help you at the end, okay? And I'll help you upload the class files. That way I can keep going with everyone else, but just don't leave. Do you need to leave early perchance?
Yeah, but I won't have.
Okay. Just hang in there, okay? Because I do want to help you, but I know it'll take a while and I don't want to use the last 15 minutes on that. I want to finish this assignment. Okay. So, what we've done today is begin to understand the processing of all these things, but how useful is that? So anyway, let's go ahead and save this one. And let's go Command or Control S. And when you try to save it, see, it will not save as a file. It'll say save as, and it'll make you forcefully save it as something else. In this case, it's proposing Photoshop file, Photoshop document, and that's true because it's now a layered file. So that's good. So maybe we can call this one coffee white balance and maybe call it smart object, or you might want to call it camera raw, whatever, something like that. and drop it back into the class files. And then you can come back and do, once we start learning more about what you can do with Camera Raw, you can come back and keep working on this and making it look whichever way you want, which right now in my case is a little green monster. But now, once that one's saved, I want us to try one more thing, which is, well, would this have been the same on a JPEG? Because a lot of you guys might be going, why are we spending all this time in Camera Raw? I don't have any raw photos. How many of you guys had that brief thought cross your mind? Yep. Well, at the very beginning, remember that I did say that you can take any old JPEG and open it in Camera Raw as well. So if I right click on a JPEG, which is what you would have, or even an HEIC, which you might have, you can still open it in Camera Raw and take advantage of all these wonderful Camera Raw tools, which, again, when I say they're wonderful, you have yet to know if they're wonderful because I haven't used them much. But we're going to be exploring them in detail. And so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to cancel. It doesn't matter that you don't have Camera Raw. You would still be using it on your JPEGs. Now, let me say one more thing. This woman is here as an example of retouching. And once you begin to understand where to do what, definite retouching should be done inside of Photoshop. It is a much better tool for retouching than Camera Raw is. Versus color and light. Well, Camera Raw is a great place to do that, maybe, versus Photoshop. But those are the kind of things that you begin to learn as you use them. So right now I'm going to say, no. Let's not open this one in Camera Raw. Let's just open them straight in Photoshop and retouch your face in Photoshop. Does that make sense? There's no need to go through Camera Raw for everything. Just in particular, it's really good at overall generalized corrections of light and color. And it does it for some of you guys take Lightroom classes or have used Lightroom. Basically, Camera Raw is Lightroom. Lightroom is Camera Raw. Lightroom also has organizational stuff that Photoshop doesn't have. But photographers use Lightroom to fix their photos. And then if they need to do anything extra than what Camera Raw does, they have to open it in Photoshop. And it's those extra things that usually are what it's better to do in Photoshop. It's much better to do retouching in Photoshop than it is to do it in Lightroom, for example, right? So you, at some point, will learn those subtleties. Now, if you are retouching literally 900 photos from a wedding shoot, you're not going to open each one in Photoshop to retouch each one by one in Photoshop. What you will do is you will process them all fast in Lightroom or in Camera Raw. Either way, in Photoshop and Camera Raw, you can do it just as well. And then you will open the 3 that the person wants to put over their mantelpiece and they're going to pay you a lot more for, and you open that in Photoshop and you'll do all the minute retouching that makes her look like a model. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yes.
Like, they're different tools. And Lightroom is great for batch photoshopping and for a lot of the same tools that Camera Raw has that you can use in Photoshop. But it also has a way to manage thousands of photos at the same time, which is what you would want to do on a wedding shoot, for example. Versus in Photoshop, you're going to be going in and doing things on a more detailed one-on-one basis. Okay? And there's a ton more that Photoshop does. I mean, you can even edit video, I mean, animation. Yeah, it goes way beyond anything that Lightroom does. But Lightroom is a very efficient batch, large captures of photos to basically use Camera Raw. The tools it has are the Camera Raw tools. It has some other stuff. Again, there's overlap. There's a huge amount of overlap, and then each one has its specialties, okay? But you can use JPEGs in Camera Raw if you want to use the Camera Raw tools. But if you don't want to use the Camera Raw tools, then you open them straight in Photoshop. And same with Camera Raw. You're not limited, is what I'm trying to say, just because it's not a raw photo. There is one slight difference. Let me show you right now. Slight. If I open this one, which is a raw image, I can go up here to the profiles and change different profiles of colors. And if I go in here to color and the balances, I can change different as shot, daylight. Like I could have fixed this by saying, well, this was shot in tungsten light, which makes it yellow. So if I click on tungsten, it decides to fix it, or fluorescent, it decides, well, it makes it even worse. It was a flash, it makes it even worse. So I can change the lighting with some of that stuff. Okay, good. You can do that because it's camera. if I had done that same thing to a JPEG, if I tried to this JPEG, opened in Camera Raw, it doesn't give me those choices. It only gives me as shot or custom, okay? And over here, it doesn't give me all those profile choices. That's it. Those are the only differences between working with a real raw photo or with JPEG as far as the tool is concerned. Does that make sense? So it's minute differences. So you can use everything that I'm going to teach you in Camera Raw, even if you don't take raw photos. But if you have an iPhone that's anything above the iPhone 12, you actually can take raw photos. If you have an Android from even before iPhone 12 time, like 2 years earlier, an Android could do raw photos. So most of you guys have a phone that's new enough that you can do raw photos. You might want to try that. Do a raw photo and then a JPEG of the same exact moment, the same landscape, for example, and then play around over here to see what differences you think it might have. And we might get around to talking about that here, but right now it's mainly you will have much more range of correction and much more possibility to make it better if it's raw than if it's JPEG, but you can still get amazing results with JPEG. We've been using JPEGs for eons. Raw is just that extra little bit better, or a lot bit better in some cases. The low light situations, things like that, it captures detail much better and things like that. Okay. All right. So right now, if you're still in Photoshop and have this open, go ahead and, other than playing around with it, you can say File, Save, Save As. You're going to have to save it as a Photoshop file, and then you can close it. Let's go back to Bridge. And can we open a PSD as raw? The one that we worked in last week? No, we can't. So once it's already raw, you can't do anything with it. But we just saved this coffee as a PSD. And oh, did I not put it in the same folder? Yeah, here it is. This one is a PSD. So does that mean I can't open it in Camera Raw? Yep, you're right. I can't open it in Camera Raw, but I used Camera Raw inside of it. So if I double click on this and see, it doesn't say here that it's been edited in Camera Raw because it's not. This was edited inside of Photoshop. When I double click to open it, I can still edit the Camera Raw portion of it inside of Photoshop. Does that make sense? So now I open Camera Raw in here. I change, I make it pink instead of green, whatever it is that I'm going to do next. And next thing I know, when I say okay, I have just changed it with Camera Raw inside of Photoshop. Now, when we have some time, we're going to go over what are all those amazing Camera Raw tools and what are all those amazing Photoshop tools, which is why would you, when do you use one when you do another? And at this point, yes, we were able to do Camera Raw inside of a PSD only because we opened it inside as a Camera Raw filter. Okay. A lot of this might have been, I know that I have a lot of repeat students here. So for people who are very new, some of this is like, oh, sound.
You'll get it.
But it'll slowly walk in. And I have a lot of people who have been here before and who are just absorbing this and seeing that. But if you're kind of new and you're just getting barraged with words, don't worry, we're getting there, okay? It'll slowly, like even if 10 or 15% of this filters, the doingness of it is what you're doing is good. Next week we're opening files and we're fixing and correcting files. My request for you guys as homework is to try to access your own photos, and you can through Bridge just go and find where do you put your photos, like I showed you if you're in a Mac how you would do photos that you have in your Photos app. Go ahead and go, and if you put them in the pictures folder, wherever you put them, access your photos, open some up, and try to see whether you can open them as raw, as not raw, open them up in Photoshop as a smart object, apply raw there, and then just play with some of those sliders. A lot of learning comes from playing. You're going to open this and you're going to go, I don't know, what does this do? I don't know, let's try. What does that do? What does that do? And yes, I will teach you a lot of what these things do, but 90% of this is, there's only so many hours that I'm with you, and 90% of this is going to be learning. And one thing I forgot to do, and I can't believe I forgot to do it, is I didn't have you guys post in and the Padlet. Oh, how frustrating. Can y'all please post? And I know that the class is over in 3 minutes, but can we all please post in Padlet?
I can't.
I see that Rebecca remembered. Rebecca, next time, speak it out loud, even though you just did it. But I need at least one post of this.
Well, I did different screenshots, but I waited till the end because I was
Yeah.
learning so much.
No, that's fine. But if anyone at all remembers, I'm not trying to blame you. In fact, I'm thanking you for remembering. But if anyone at all ever remembers during the day that we should have been posting 2 or 3, we should have posted Camera Raw, we should have opened Smart Filter. Let's just at least do a screenshot of our bridge where we have our versions of this coffee cup, for example, and do a screenshot of that. And maybe let's double click again our Camera Raw. And let's take a screenshot here of our Camera Raw so that we can post that we did some Camera Raw work, okay? And I'm gonna post over here this one where I'm gonna explain that this is inside of Photoshop. Okay. I'm gonna go over to the Padlet and let me give you guys the link again. If I gave it to you at the beginning of the day, but it's probably way back in the chat. Let me post that one more time. And for anyone who's watching the recording, please post. You got to do the work. You can't just kind of watch the recording and not do the work, or you won't learn. So once you do the work, please post it. So I'm going to now post. I'm going to write, let me see, I'm going to bring in this. Working on photo in Camera Raw. If it's a native raw file, it opens from Bridge directly into Camera Raw. If it's a JPEG, you have to right click and choose Open in Camera Raw. Oh, Camera Raw. All right. Now I'm going to print another one. Diana. Image of bridge where I see my original Camera Raw image and my ESD, which I opened in Photoshop and then converted to a smart object and used Camera Raw as a filter, saved as a PSD. Camera Raw always is non-destructive modification. I know, Camera Raw is always a non-destructive modification. Okay. And I think I did one more screenshot, and everyone else, please spend a little bit of time giving me a bit of a description and explanation of what you did, even though I did a little bit more than that. We did some other stuff. That would be good to see something other than just Rebecca and I. Does anyone need help with posting their stuff? I see Peggy is posting her saw. There you go. Never use Camera Raw in Photoshop unless you make it into a smart object. Yep. Then everything will not disrupt it. Perfect description there, Peggy. All right, great. I'm going to stop, and unless anyone needs help with any of that, I'm gonna help with I was gonna help Barbara get her files, although Lacey Okay, do you want to share your screen, Lacey?
Yeah.
Everyone else, when you're done posting, if you have questions, please hang in there, but I'm going to take quite a bit of time with Barbara getting her the files. So you can hang in there, or I can see you next, some of you guys I see in between the week because I teach other classes, but for some of you guys, I will not see you until next Thursday.
Can you see my screen, Diana?
Nope, you have to do share and then share again.
And then share again. Okay. thank you.
Perfect. Okay. So you mentioned that you're having Photoshop freeze up.
So like I can't do anything. I can't change my tool. I can't, it's just,
Okay, so what computer are you on, Mac or PC to start with? I see it's a Mac. Okay. Can you go to the Apple on the top left and let's see what kind of, go to the Apple. Yeah, click on that. And let's see what, oh, this is not working.
okay. It's on my, I'm opening it on my,
Oh, your other screen. I'm trying to open your system settings. And
okay.
then you bring them back over just drag them into this window so that I can see them. Okay, so head over to General, go up to About. And it's
It is coming from here. Yeah.
Penguin
But you said it
16.
wasn't. I know, but what I'm saying.
Okay, I just muted you here. M Pro 16 gigabytes, 22-inch, 2021. It's powerful enough, so that's not the problem. Because sometimes there is a problem. It might, but that should be okay. Now let me
This is
just
the
say,
third time it's done it for me today because I was working on it before class and then it's happened.
Yeah.
This is the second time during class. So it's happened 3 times today. And I'm like,
I just want to say something. Horrible as this might sound, and I also have 16 gigabytes in mine, so it's fine. But if at all at any point you're thinking of upgrading, I'm not saying that you should, but 16 gigabytes is not considered enough for Photoshop anymore. Now minimum would be 32. So if you're ever gonna, is this for anyone who's listening? If you guys are thinking of upgrading computer because your computer's run its, had its life, and I'm not saying you should, but you should consider if you're going to be a Photoshop user, which now is using so much AI, and all of the programs that use AI, you need a minimum of 32 gigabytes, which, gigabyte RAM is expensive. And you might want to consider, though, that the money spent on getting maybe even, it's crazy, but 64, it's expensive, but then you'll last much longer and you'll have a more functional computer in the future, but at least get yourself 32, okay? I'm just saying as a thought, not that you need to do it. This computer is still fine, but I just wanted to make that point to everyone who's listening. Someone else here might have, 8 gigabytes or something, and your computer's going to really have a hard time now with all this stuff. Photoshop is a hog at this point and how much it needs. It also has to do with the type of graphic card it has and stuff like that. So, but you have a MacBook Pro, so the graphic card that you have should be fine. So basically, before I even got much further in, it could be that your computer just couldn't handle it. Let's say that you're at the edge of what it can handle. In 2021, believe it or not, AI was not a thing. It's crazy, right? 2021 just happened, but AI was not a thing, remember? This is new for all of us. And the needs that Photoshop and all of the Adobe programs are having right now is just exponentially become crazier. Anyway, that said, if your Photoshop is frozen right now, which it is, I would recommend quitting Photoshop. Do you know how to quit a program? Well, try it first to see if you can quit it normally. Click on your program and go here to the word Photoshop 2025 and see if you can just quit it. But it looks like it's not really doing it. Okay, so then can you go just to your Apple and say, go ahead to your Apple and say force quit. And Photoshop, it doesn't, oh, stop. Oh God, I thought I saw 2 versions of Photoshop. I wouldn't say it was that, but it's not 2 versions of Photoshop. Okay. Now it doesn't say that it's not responding, which is interesting, but it isn't responding. So my one other thing before you force quit, hold on. Sometimes things is, and I just remember that you have a different window. A lot of the times there's something in another window and you're not aware, like a dialog box or something that's saying that is resisting. So first go ahead and go back to Photoshop before you force quit anything. Go back to Photoshop and yeah, go back to your Photoshop and then go to select and say deselect, go up to the very top. Just to make sure you don't have anything selected somewhere. No, no, not there.
Oh.
There. Go ahead and see if it's, go ahead and deselect. It's not letting you. Okay, that's
Oh.
okay. Hit your escape key one time. Because if you're in some,
Oh,
there it is. You were in some function with that escape key. There you go. Now everything is working. So you were in some function that must be happening out in some other in between windows, and thus nothing was working for you. I could have asked for that at the beginning versus the rest. It's just that the rest is such a pervasive problem right now that I went there. But it's good. Everyone got to hear about what they need to do. But yeah,
And then
you
if I
need-
may, just one more quick question. Every time I move the context toolbar and I pin it,
yeah.
it goes away. Where is it? Like, where did it go?
I don't know. Go back to window. Maybe it pinned itself to another screen. That's interesting.
I
Go-
know. I can't ever
go ahead and-
try to, like, I don't even know where it is. And then I can't even get it back. Let me pull my Photoshop again.
So then if you right click,
Right click,
it says hide versus pin. So it's somewhere. Now go ahead and bring it up.
show
because
it,
doesn't
and
show
then
up.
I'm like, I don't even know where it went, and I pinned it up here.
Wow. That one, I don't know. Go ahead and go to window and say show contextual bar again. Go to window right here
Oh, thanks. Okay, window.
and contextual taskbar looks like it's open. So let's turn it off from here and then turn it on and it'll reset itself. But where in the world did it go? I don't know. Go back to window now and pull it up or with a right click and let's see if it pops up where it should go. No. Then let's just reset your tools. Go over to the far right over here. Yeah, and then right click and say reset essentials. Wow, where did that thing go? That one I don't know. Other than it being on the edge of, again, one of the other monitors because we can't even get it back. That's bizarre. But you said whenever I do that, and yet at some point it came back. You don't know what you did to bring it back because if it came back, or is it
Right.
so at some point it came back and we need to know what brought it back.
And so now, like, whenever I click on other tools, it's non-existent. It's not even there.
Give this a try. And I don't know if the contextual toolbar is in there. Go to those 3 little dots in the toolbar that I just mentioned. I don't know if they have it in there yet. Click on that. No, that's not what I want. Try again. Is that the only choice? Are you bringing?
Yeah, and it won't. Yeah, I'm clicking.
Oh, maybe because you're in essentials. That should show you all your tools and you should be able to add more tools. And there's a ton more tools. How weird is that? Let me see. Right now, that's the way to get a ton more tools to edit your toolbar. Let me show you what I mean. Because other than that, maybe you need to restart and see, but this is what I mean about that toolbar.
Oh, let's see if I can find
When
out.
you click on these 3 little dots, what you end up getting, and it's so funny because I just did it. There you go. You get the choice to edit your toolbar and you have a ton of stuff that isn't there.
Oh,
Edit toolbar, you can add things that you want to your toolbar. And I was wanting to see if the contextual toolbar might be here, but I don't know because this is for that toolbar. So I don't think it'll include the contextual toolbar, but you can do restore defaults. And I don't know if it'll include the contextual toolbar, but anyway, that's what I get when I click on those 3 dots. You click and you say edit toolbar. So if that's, I don't know what you're
oh,
getting.
I right clicked on it. Okay, edit toolbar. So
Oh.
if I right click on it,
Go ahead and say restore defaults
now
and
it's
say done, but it's not necessarily that. Did that work?
no, I now let's see, I'm clicking. Sorry, my dogs are barking.
Yeah.
Now it won't do anything and see.
Kind of ideas. Try to restart Photoshop, and if
Okay.
not, I can have you hang in there. And if not, I can restart
Okay.
Photoshop in a way that resets your defaults, and then it'll come back. Give me a
All right, so
second
I pulled it up and now what would you like me to do?
here. I'm
Oh.
still in class because I'm helping some people. I'll call you when I'm done, okay?
Oh, poor Diane.
me? Jack? Okay. All right, so let me help, Barbara, are you ready to go? Share
Yeah,
your,
I'm ready.
okay, share your screen, please.
Oh, where is it? Share. Share. Oh, my back's killing me.
Okay. Let me go ahead and, ask you to, open up,
Want me to go online?
the internet first, just a browser, whatever browser you use. Okay, let's go to my SBCC. And get in there. Okay, go to Gmail. Oh,
Move that away from
go
this.
here to Gmail. Here. No, no, stay in here with me. Stay with me. Go down here to Gmail. No, 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 don't move your mouse. Look where I'm pointing. Many, many pink lines. Do you see my lines? Gmail right there. Yeah, that
No, I see a big picture of you.
so you're not seeing your
Oh.
see why you're seeing a picture of me? I'm
Okay.
doing on Zoom. Move the Zoom out of the way.
Oh, okay, here. It's on a, it was underneath. Okay, Gmail.
Email. Okay. Good. Now go to this over here. This up on the top and click on that. And now click on Google Drive. Okay. Now go to shared drives. Yep. And now go to Photoshop. No, not Photoshop for web, Photoshop, this one. Okay. And now do a right click on this thing or click on those three little dots and download. Download. Okay, good. So that's downloading. Good. Well, that's downloading. It says preparing downloads. It's going to take a little bit. Now, can you open your Bridge app?
Sure. Sure.
Okay. Now you can go to your downloads folder over here. Right, and now we're going to wait a little bit because it's probably still downloading, I would think. But meanwhile, let's go to sort by file name and instead click on that and say sort by type. See if we just find it as a folder. And if not, we'll type the name, but go ahead and say by type. Okay, and then fall it. What was the name of the folder again?
Oh, I don't know.
No, I'm looking for it. It starts with summer. So
Summer 2025 Photoshop.
so let's start scrolling down until we get
It's it. It's showing it over here.
yeah, but you're downloading it, and so it's
Yeah.
now we need to find it in your downloads folder. So let's head over here and scroll down until you go to the S. You're in yeah, scroll down, scroll down. Oh, you passed your folder, so go back up to the end of your folders. And there it is.
Summer
Summer
2025
So let's grab it and drag it and put it here.
right here.
There you go. Yeah, and now click on it. And there you go. These are the class files. You're ready to go.
I wish I could remember how we
Now,
just
let me
did
stop
that.
you for a minute because you're going to have the same issue with the other classes you're taking with me. So let's go back over here to shared drives and let me get you the, was it the Illustrator or the Digital Design Techniques? Which class were you in, or is it both? Double click, yeah, just
I'm in both of them.
Okay, single click, okay. Let's go to Digital Design Techniques first.
Double click.
Yep. And now let's do a right click and download this one. Yeah. And then let's go back to shared drive. No, let's go over here to Illustrator on the left side. And let's do the same with Illustrator. Let's right click and download this one. Perfect. Now we can go back. You can close this. We don't say stay on page, yeah. Okay. Now let's go over here. To Bridge in the background. They're there. Yeah, so let's leave, you don't need this window anymore. Let's go back to Bridge.
I
Bridge.
need to move them.
No, you don't need nothing here. Don't touch this.
Okay.
anymore. Leave this, go to Bridge. You're welcome, okay. And now let's go back to your downloads folder. Welcome, Lacey. Go back to your downloads folder. No, we're in Bridge now.
Over here.
We're staying inside a Bridge, okay. And let's head back down because they're all named Summer, so I think they're all named Summer. Back up, you passed the folders. So up again. Yeah, and here we go. Summer Illustrator, drag it out there. And the Digital Design Techniques one might start, it's also with Summer. So there's your Illustrator one, there's your Photoshop one, and I don't see yet
Illustrator.
Digital Design Techniques one. No, that's Illustrator, yeah. And then, I don't know, is it this one? No.
Summer Photoshop, Summer Illustrator.
Yeah, and now we're looking for the Design Techniques, which might have not downloaded yet.
It's not the Sun title because that was there.
That was there. Okay, so let's do a refresh. Let's go ahead and back out of it. Go to like pictures and then come back to downloads to see if this refresh. No. Don't leave Bridge. Bridge is this black thing. Don't
Oh,
leave.
okay.
So now,
It's
we're
here.
yeah, just refresh by going to like click on pictures. Good, and now go back to downloads. Like let it like reset. Go back to downloads.
Oh, was downwards right there.
Yeah. And now scroll back down to the summer. And
Photoshop, Illustrator.
okay, it looks like it didn't work. So, okay, let's go back here and download it again. Looks like maybe you just didn't download it. Go to Digital Design Techniques, click
I
on,
right click.
yeah, click on it first. Just regular click.
Oh.
Go to the folder first.
Oh, shoot, come back.
Okay. So no, leave that. Click away so that that goes away. Yeah. Okay, just go to the Digital Design Techniques folder. And then you right click on this thing, download it. No, not there. This is the folder, not there. Move out of there. Over here. Nope, you were fine. Okay. Now click back on Digital Design Techniques. That's the folder.
Right, left click.
No, regular, normal click. Simply click. Good. Over here now, look over to your right. That's the folder that you right click and download. There you go. Right click and download. Good. It's preparing download. When it's done,
Is it downloading?
yeah, it's downloading. See here, it says preparing download. So zipping one file. So we'll wait for it to download.
Oh, Digital Design Tech.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Down here, if you look at saying that's preparing downloads.
Oh, down there. Preparing down.
You're just waiting for it to be
Oh,
done.
it's gonna zip it and everything, huh?
Yeah, it leaves it all ready to go. On a Mac, it's pretty cool. So when that's done, which is not done yet, when this says that it's done, good. Now let's go over here. Over here being
Where are you?
Bridge, go to the black thing that's behind there, or just go down to your dock and find Bridge again. Cool. And now here it is, Summer Digital Design Techniques. Go ahead and drag that out. And there you go. You have the class files for all 3 of my classes. You're ready to go.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
I have no clue how to do that.
Well,
So
there-
they downloaded, they just didn't get to where I would be seeing them.
They weren't in your downloads folder. You didn't download them. The only ones in the download folder were the ones that we downloaded. So you hadn't downloaded them yet. So it's good. We're ready to go now.
So we just downloaded them.
Yeah.
Just
They're
now.
in your computer now. So you're fine. You're good to go.
Thank you, Diane.
You're welcome.
You have a
Thomas,
good-
can we do that with you? Did you get the files yet? What's up with you? 'Cause
Thank you so
nothing
much.
was working. So what's up, Tom?
Well, I have not been able to go and download the files yet, so
All right. Do you want me to give you a hand with that? You want to share your screen?
sure how to do that.
So do you see your Zoom tools? This is what we were doing before that you couldn't find your Zoom tools. Do you see them now or are they still hidden? Like if you need to, like if I write here, I'm gonna write in the chat right now. I'm gonna write, hi there, and I'm gonna hit go. Do you see? Oh, it's Hugh there. Do you see anywhere that says Hugh there?
Yeah.
Okay, so that place that you see that in, does you see that it says chat underneath?
Yeah.
Okay, to the right of the chat, do you see a green little box with a black arrow? Okay, click on that one. Okay, once you've clicked on that one, then at the bottom of the next window that you see another word that says share. It's blue button this time.
Zoom, yeah.
Okay, it's a blue button. And it's, if you clicked on it, what does it say now? Open system settings, what does it say? You need to read to me.
Just, it just highlights the Zoom and
Okay, so did you click on the green button that says share?
yes.
Okay, once you click on the button that says share, another window opens up. At the bottom of that window, there's a little blue button with white letters that says share. Do you see that one?
It's asking me to go and put in a,
You need to tell me what it says. Is it asking you for the permissions or system settings? What's it asking?
I just lost it all.
Okay, go back to Zoom and do it again. Hit the share and then the share, and it'll show up. You need to read to me because I can't guess. You need to read to me every single thing that's appearing.
Okay, it says share, so I'm
Oh,
doing.
perfect. There it is. Now you're sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, so now go ahead and say allow. Okay, perfect. Now let's let me get my pencil tool. All right, good. Now you can close this window. We don't need that one anymore. Okay, and you can put that one up in the front. Yep, move this up. Yeah, go ahead and say open system settings again. Don't say deny. Don't say yes, open. Yeah, say that one.
Yep.
And now make sure to say yes to this one as well. Okay, put in your computer password. And then say, what if I say, and then say later. Okay, or quit and reopen, never mind. That's fine, I didn't want you to quit Zoom. Okay, now let's go this. Let's open let's close this. We don't need this anymore, you can close it. Okay, and now let's bring this up a bit so I can see it more. Cool. Now let's go over to Gmail.
That's what I clicked on before, and this is what I got.
Okay, now go over there. Right there. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, click on that little icon that's right there. And if you have Zoom in the way, you might not see it, but see all those 3 little dots? All those 9 dots? Yeah, there.
Right here?
Yeah, I don't know. Are you seeing Zoom in the way? You should be seeing SBCC over here. You might have Zoom things in the way. You need to move Zoom out of the way.
I don't see Zoom. Let's see.
So what are you seeing under my circle? What are you seeing? Describe it.
Oh, those are,
There it is. There it is. You found it. Okay. That button. Now click on the word drive. Okay, perfect. All right.
Okay.
Now over here, click on shared drives. And now double click on Photoshop shared drive. Okay, now right click on this and download class files. Perfect. Okay, now it's downloading, so life is good. So now we're going to wait until it's done, until it says that it's finished. Not right now, it's still preparing. I'm going to wait. Do you have another screen with you, or this is the only screen?
this is the only one. I've got 3 screens, but I just got a new computer today, which was a MacBook M4 with a 48 gigs.
Oh, nice. All
So,
right.
I haven't set it up yet.
Nice. That's so pretty. Okay, let's go down to Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
open up Bridge.
Oh,
Why is it not opening up? Try it again.
I've got this in,
Yeah, go ahead and,
oh, it's down.
oh, it's there. It's just that you had moved it out of the way. Yeah.
Okay, that's, no, that's
That's Aurora. You might want to put that for now or something. I don't know.
Bridge should be right
So you
here.
have Bridge, it's hiding way down there. I can see a little bit of it. Yeah. So
Okay.
I
Pull
wish,
it up.
yeah, that's the problem with doing this. And if I could teach people one thing is just to never move things out of the way. You might need to close Bridge and open it up again. I see a little bit of it. No, no,
Just
right.
close it.
Send to me, Thomas. Yeah, quit and open it up again. And if I could teach you one thing, you've never taken my Mac classes, if I could teach you one thing is instead of moving things out of the way, can you click on that yellow button there? Look,
Yeah.
way up there,
Mhm.
way at the top left. See that little yellow button?
Yeah.
Yeah, that minimizes it. It puts it out of the way in there. And when you want it again, you just click on it in there and it pops up again.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and you should do that also to this. See how this one is, go back, go for a minute here to this one that you have there, which is your Safari. Don't, yeah, go ahead and minimize that one, yeah. Now bring this one back into the middle, because by moving things out of the way, it's really inefficient. This one, this whole thing,
Yeah.
your browser, bring it to the middle again.
Middle. Okay.
Yeah, just so we see it, but you can't move it other than from up top right there. That's the only place you can move it from. You have to click on some neutral area there that has no buttons. Yeah. And drag it to the right. Yeah, it's actually the ending doesn't work. You need to go there or something. You have so many tabs open that it's hard. So if you were to want to see this again, the only way you can do it is by moving it into the middle, right? So you need to grab it from here. Do you see it where I'm pointing the edge of my,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Grab it from there and drag it to the right now, just to the right, to the other side. I want to see it. Yes. Cool. Now, instead of doing that, which is so hard, just go to this little yellow dot again, there, and minimize it. There you go. Now, when you need one or the other, you don't need to be moving them around. That just drives me and everyone else around here absolutely bonkers. Okay, go to the Bridge and bring it up either from the icon again or from here, which it's minimized. There you go, much easier. Cool. Now, let's go to your computer. Oh, here, you have downloads right there. Go to your downloads folder. And now let's see your sort by type so that we can see your file name. Go over here. See where it says sort by file name? Go to sort by type. Click on sort by file name and choose by type. And looks like your folder should be here, but it's not here. When you download stuff, does it go to another hard drive instead of into your computer's hard drive?
Oh, it should go to my downloads.
Okay, because let's go and see. I think it was done downloading. Let's go over here again. Go down to this to open up your Safari. And oh, it's not Safari, it's Google. I think it had downloaded. Go over here to the little downloads icon right at the top. Right there.
Right there, yeah.
4 minutes ago. Yeah, it downloaded it. Okay, we'll click on this little icon to have it
There it
show up. There it is. Okay, let's go back to Bridge. It might be that you didn't have it expanded yet. Yeah, there it is. Okay, drag it out here. There we
Okay.
go. Now you can click on that, and those are the class files. Cool. You're ready to go.
Great.
Perfecto.
It's changed from the last time.
Yeah, everything changes. It's been a while, and you know, the updates have been crazy the last, I'd say 2 years. It's nonstop. The last year, no, 2 years has been fast, and the last year has been nonstop.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So anyway, thank you so much. I'm glad to see you again. And by next Thursday, you should have the class files. Go ahead and see if you can practice going to the Padlet and things like that if you can. But other than that, I'll see you on Thursday.
Okay, one thing I wanted to ask is, can you, Can I get the videos from the previous classes?
Yeah, so share your screen again and I'll show you where they are. Share your screen.
Sure. Okay.
Same. Okay, so go to your browser again. You were just in your browser, go back to your browser, which right here, I think you're in Chrome, so you can just go here. Don't move this out of the way. Don't move this out of the way. Get accustomed to not moving things out of the way. Go to the yellow button to bring it down. Over, click on this to make it alive. You need to first click on it once to make it alive. Okay, remember where we got that little yellow minimize button? From the top left, follow my, yeah, there. Good. Now you can get rid of this because we don't need it anymore. Okay, so these are the class files. This one here has all those Zoom recording links. So double click on this folder, on this file. Cool. Say got it. Cool. And now if you scroll down a teensy bit, no, just scroll down with your mouse or something. There we go. This is
Oh.
recording for the first class, this is recording for the second class.
Okay, great. Yeah, I want to review.
Here, I'll have the recording of the other week, and there you go. And then to go post in the Padlet, here's the link, okay? Go ahead and click on this link so you can get to the Padlet. Click on that link right there.
Yeah,
Go
okay.
click on it, click on it. Right there, yeah, click on that. And then click again. I just want you to get it, you need to click twice. You click there, and then you click on the actual link. Okay, so click on here one time. No, that's not the Padlet. This is a Padlet. Click one time. Yeah, and then you have to go down to the link that comes up. Yeah, there you go. That's why I wanted you to do it, to see it. And here we are. Here's our Padlet. And then if you can give a little post in here, that would be great. And how you make a post, because you've never done a post, go here to this little plus sign there on the bottom right. Yeah, write your name. Under subject, you always write your name. Okay. Then here you would upload a screenshot, which, no, you click something else. Go ahead. Say okay. Allow. And then click on this, X that out. Yeah, just X this out. You shouldn't be here. This is a mistake. So click X out of that. Okay. Now go over here and click on this first little icon. Upload, and then upload something. I don't know, a JPEG, something. I don't care what. Normally what you would do is you would be going to your desktop and having a what you would be uploading is a screenshot, and then over here you will write something and about the shot, and then when you're done you would submit, and that's how your post is going to be. It'll be screenshots of the work done in Photoshop. Okay, so go ahead and submit. Did you submit? Okay, then close that up. You must have, I don't know what you did. Close that. I don't think you submit. There it is. You've got it minimized over there for some reason. Click on that again. Yeah. Yeah, and hit submit.
Submit is right here.
Right there. No. Submit is there, up there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
There you go. Put your name there. Instead of Defiant Falcon over here, go ahead and write Thomas Morse, or
Yeah, I've already got Thomas Morse
yeah,
there.
but you'll have to write it each time versus if you write it there, then you don't have to write it each time. So just
Each time?
okay, give me your mouse, and over here, see the word Defiant Falcon?
Yeah.
Yeah, replace that with your name. Just type your name. That'll disappear. Just write Thomas. Just use your keyboard. You don't need to do anything to this. Just when you start clicking, that'll disappear. Just write the word Thomas and Defiant Falcon will disappear. I guess since you clicked away somewhere else, just then click inside of it, I guess. Because you've been doing other stuff, it didn't work. So click in there. All right. Otherwise, people will always see your post as Defiant Falcon posted. You know what I mean? So you need to delete that to get your name in there.
Okay.
Okay, it's not working.
No, it's not working.
Then just say done, and you'll just have to type your name in each time, whatever.
Okay. All right.
But you have to do it or it won't let you move on. You need to say either done or you need to put your name in there. If nothing is happening, nothing will work.
Okay.
Frozen until you do something about this window. There we go. Okay, now submit.
Submit, okay.
Oh, it just needs you to either say done or write your name. It won't let you go without that. So select in there and write your name. Perfect. Good. Now you can say done.
Okay.
And there we go. Now you can be done. Perfect. Now you can submit. There's something, it keeps saying, oops, something went wrong. I don't know what's happening. For some reason, it's not letting you do this. Oh, it could be that your file is too big. You know what? You put in a really big file in there, and it's probably not letting you submit that file. I saw that it was an extra large JPEG or something. If you can do a screenshot and submit a small thing. No, there it is. It finally went in. Okay, well, there you go. Sometimes maybe that was what it was. Okay. All right, we're set. You're set. You have posted. Next time we need to post a screenshot. That's the process.
Okay.
All right. Okay. See you next Thursday. Bye. I'm glad to see you back.
Thank you.
Take care.